So it used to be that you could theoretically build a collection under $100, right? You could do clones, be looking at about $15 to $20 each and smell good, right? Because around here, one of the things we say, it doesn't cost you a lot to smell good. Well, those days, you still can find some stuff, right? But those days, as far as what we really want and what we were thinking about, those days are gone. So one of the questions that I sometimes see in comments is, help me build a collection. What would be the top 5 that you would have if you were starting a collection over? So we're going to take that. We're going to run with it. We're going to say, what would I build my collection with under $200? If I wanted to build a nice collection, but only had $200 to spend, what would that look like? Stick around. I'll show you what I've got. All right, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, and you're watching Smell Goods. I appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you hanging out with me for a little bit as we discuss more of the fragrances, as I discuss my fragrance journey, document it, all that fun stuff, but also hopefully help you with your fragrance journey. If this is your first time, thanks for stopping through. It wasn't by accident, it wasn't by mistake. YouTube led you here, so they know that you needed this, and you probably want to stick around. So make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that like, request notifications, and then meet me in the comments. If you've been here before and you've already hit that like and subscribe and all that fun stuff, you know what to do. Meet me in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this and any other topic, because sometimes the topics do lead to more content as far as questions and statements that you all make. So that helps the channel as well. As mentioned, we're in a different place as far as just the economy. I don't know if you know, but some of the things that we are looking for as far as fragrances, as far as clone fragrances especially, they've gone up in price. Yeah, I mean, it used to be, for example, Dynasty launched at about $60, I think it was, $50 to $60. So the price has gone up. You know, it used to be, yeah, you could get a nice fragrance for 10, 15, 20, maybe even 25, somewhere in that range. But over the past year or so, that has gone up. So used to be that you could do a conversation like this. What would I do it with under $100? Can't do that. We're going to do under 200. And these are all prices as of today. So if more tariffs hit, if other things happen, then take it with a grain of salt. But as of right now, when I'm filming this, all of these comfortably sit under $200. All right. And if you know how I operate on this channel, I try and do things kind of just thinking through what would I want, especially if I'm talking through a list or talking through a collection. They've got to fit some things. It can't just be 5, you know, that all smell like Creed Aventus, or 5 that all smell like Imagination. That would be kind of boring to build a collection off of, right? So I'm going to give you 5, and I'll kind of talk through where they fit within what I would have as far as a collection if I were A, starting from scratch, and B, if I were trying to say this is just what my entire collection is going to look like. All right. First one up, I think you need some kind of signature scent. I think something that can work as a signature scent. Now, any of these, of course, you could just wear whenever you want to. I'm not saying that. But I think this fragrance really does fit kind of as one of those signature scent fragrances that you could wear pretty much all the time, anytime. It could be the thing that people come to know you by, the thing that, you know, whenever you're around, they're like, oh, so-and-so's around, right? Jimmy's around, right? Because the fragrance is almost synonymous with you. All right. So first one up is going to be one of my personal favorites, one of the ones that I absolutely really do like. And you could probably choose its cousin from another mother, or brother from another mother, sister from another mister, however you want to put it. But I'm talking about Afnan's Supremacy Collector's Edition. Now, this is doing its take on Aventus Absolute. And yes, you could also go for the other one, Armaf Pre-Show 1. You could do that as well. This is just my personal favorite. This is the one that I would probably start my collection with if I were trying to start a collection under 200. This is one I would probably go for. Definitely does a good twist on Aventus Absolute. This is one that, like, you'll hear me say from time to time, I may actually end up getting a backup bottle of this just because it's a fragrance that I really do enjoy. I wear it. It's a perennial office fragrance for me. I'm wearing, you know, pretty much whenever I just want to grab something, go, no, I'm going to smell good. And it becomes kind of just that scent for me. This is the one. So if I were starting, this would fill the role of signature scent. So this would be my signature scent type of fragrance. All right. That's again, Afnan's Supremacy Collector's Edition. Now, you also need something that is just kind of your blue fragrance, right? Just a nice fragrance. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The price on that right now is $39.99. So we'll say $40, right? So for $40, you could go ahead and have that one, right? That gives us about $160 left to work with. So we'll keep that running tally going. All right. Next one up is, like I said, kind of a blue fragrance. You need a blue fragrance. You need something that is just a easy reach, that works in pretty much any environment, works in any situation. It is something that ideally smells good. It's not necessarily challenging, or it's not necessarily something that is going to be really difficult to kind of grasp and understand and get into. It's going to be something that's going to be kind of just your, I hate to say basic, but kind of your basic blue fragrance, your basic fragrance, your nice designer fragrance that's just going to stick around. Now, one of the questions I know has been, do this with clones, but I want to show you that you don't always have to go clone route in order to smell good and save money. So this one is from the house of Salvatore Ferragamo. This one is Aqua Essential Blue. This nice ambery, aromatic citrus type fragrance, just kind of a nice blue fragrance in the style of a Bleu de Chanel, in the style of an Invictus, stuff like something like that, right? You're just your basic blue fragrance that's going to stick around for a while. Decent performance, decent projection, not beast mode, right? But at this stage, you're looking for something that you can just easily grab and go, something that you can easily run out to the grocery store with, something you can easily just run out to wash the car, do whatever it may be that you do on a Friday, Saturday, or even a Monday, Tuesday, whatever you may want to do. This works great for the office as well. But again, just a nice, uncomplicated type of a fragrance that will have you smelling good. And the price on this currently is $32.97. So we're rocking good so far. We're averaging about $35 for our pickups. So we should easily be able to come in under that 200. And yeah, I know we're going to come in under that 200. But again, this one, Aqua Essential Blue, nice blue fragrance for you to check out, pick up, and add into a potential new collection if you were starting one and wanted to do it under $200. All right. Next up, you need something that I think is going to work for spring and summer. You need you a nice spring summer fragrance, right? So far, the two that we've mentioned kind of work year round. One as a signature scent, the other as more of a kind of just your everyday blue type of fragrance. But you want something that is going to be decidedly kind of your spring summer fragrance, right? And yes, we could probably find a host of imagination fragrances. We could probably find a host of Pacific Chill fragrances. We could probably find some more Aventus fragrances as far as clones. Cool, we got it. We know where we can find those. But again, I want to show you some things, and part of my goal with some of these videos that I do, some of the things that I do, I want to kind of stretch you. I want to kind of pause. I want to kind of, bring you to another level, as it were, in fragrance, right? Now, some of us are just strictly clones. Cool. If you want to stay in clones, awesome. But if we're looking at designer, if we're looking at niche, I'm going to start bringing some of those into the mix because, again, I want you to, I want your fragrance palette to grow. I want it to go to different levels. I want you to experience all of the great things that are out here, not just the clones, because we have some great clones, but there's some other stuff. So this one is actually a niche. And again, niche does not automatically mean expensive. This niche fits very well within our budget. It fits well within our range. So far, if we're looking at the two that we've gotten so far, we've spent approximately $70, $74, $75, somewhere in there, right? So we have a little that we can maybe pull back and get back as far as the money that maybe we're, keeping within our goal. So for me, the fragrance that I'm going to recommend is going to be from the house of Molinar. This is Gingembre. This right here is just a nice spring, summer, zingy type of refreshing type of scent. Nice, beautiful ginger citrus fragrance. Let me give you the notes, because this is one that I happen to pick up because of the recommendation of Joel. If you've been in a fragrance community, you probably know Joel. Joel Sensei. He's been around for a little while, as far as as far as just seeing him since I've come in the fragrance community, and he always has some great suggestions. And so I saw him and another creator, Dedrick, talking about this, and I figured let's pick it up, and it's really a good one. As far as the notes in this, you start off with lemon verbena, bergamot, grapefruit, mandarin, orange, and tangerine. So yeah, you get this citrus right up top, right up front with this. And then in that next layer, you get ginger, you get petitgrain, you get nutmeg, you get jasmine. And then at the base, you get a nice woody kind of type of thing going on. You get wet vetiver, you get woodsy notes, mineral notes, and amber. And so again, we're trying to build a nice collection under $200. And we want to kind of really maximize what we do, but also maybe we want to stretch out and maybe not smell like everybody else. So for the spring and summer, we're going to choose something that's not going to be what everybody else is smelling like, but still smells great. We're talking about from the House of Molinard. This is Gingembre. And the price on this right now on FragranceNet is $53.94. So I think we're okay. I think we're good. We're still in a good space as far as spending money, staying under that $200 framework. All right. Now, you also need something for the fall, right? We've got our signature scent fragrance. We have our blue fragrance. We have a nice spring and summer fragrance that's not a clone. Let's go ahead and now let's secure our fall fragrance. Now, there was a couple of things that I was looking at for fall, and just admittedly, because I'm filming this leading up to fall, at least where I am, I've got my hoodie on, but it's still right now in the 80s. For me, yes, it feels a little cooler than what it's been before. But I have a few to choose from, but I was like, okay, when it comes to winter fragrances, fall and winter fragrances, I think to maximize what we have as far as our budget, I want something that definitely could work for a night out, but also really works really well for a day at the office, right? So I looked at something, for example, I looked at Assad Bourbon, really nice, great, kind of designer suite type of fragrance. But for me, that feels more after hours. I want something that could feel at home during the day or in the evening of the fall and winter, just because sometimes evening comes at you quick because it gets dark quicker, right? So for me, what I chose is going to be a newer one that just recently came out a couple months ago, maybe. What we're talking about from Afnan, this is 9 p.m. Elixir, 9 p.m. Elixir. And again, just as a reminder, I've got a review of it. I don't put this as a take on anything as far as a direct clone. I put this more of a twist. And I've heard, I've heard of one other creator, Walt, over at Fatboy Finesse. He attributes it that his speculation is that this might be a twist going after 9 p.m., the original OG, which is a twist, or which is their take on Ultra Male, and that this might be their twist as far as a darker, richer type of Ultra Male. I can see that. This is, and I did a side-by-side of what everyone is saying that this is doing its take on. It's not doing its take on that. It has the Jean Paul Gaultier kind of DNA, but it's not going after that elixir or absolute, whatever it may be. It's not going after that. So I still say that this is not necessarily a clone attempt. This is more of a twist attempt. And I can see the twist on Ultra Male as far as the 9 p.m. and this being a flanker of that, then something else. But I digress. Let me get back to what I think as far as this being a fragrance for building your collection. Just a nice, well-crafted, well-blended, well-done fragrance that is a nice, spicy, kind of hefty type of fragrance that just works really well in the fall and winter months, I would believe. Again, fall for sure, winter, I imagine so, because I think this fits well in that. And is something that I think can work in a variety of situations. So this does not have to be necessarily date night, although it could be used for that just because it does kind of bring forth a desire to be close, right? But it also can work for the office. It's not too sweet, too cloying, or anything of that nature that just kind of feels out of place in the office. So this could be your fall and winter scent. Again, we're talking about from Afnan. This is 9 p.m. Elixir. All right, and then the last one, because we need something now that is specifically for date night, something that is specifically for those elevated evenings when you're wanting to go out, and it's not just we're going out to the cigar lounge, just going out with some intentionality. It's going out because maybe you're going to your best friend's wedding and you need something to wear to the banquet, something of that nature, something that's going to have a little more of an elevated feel to it, right? I'm sorry, before I jump forward, 9 p.m. Elixir was $41.98. So that was $41.98. We're still on track. We are still on track. It's a little tight, but we'll see. Now, as far as getting back to your elevated, your evening, your banquet, your special occasion type of fragrance, I've got one that I think does really well, and it is from Paris Corner, and this is Riffacot. Riffacot. Now, this is their take on Baby Cat, decently in the space, but more importantly, I think it works for what we're looking for it to do. It works as a fragrance that feels a little more elevated, feels a little more than just hanging out on a Friday night. It feels like this is something that we might put on, we might wear because the situation demands it. The occasion requires something different. And so if you're building your collection, this is another one that fits well in it. In fact, the price on this, and the reason we can jump this one in there because it saves us some money, is $24.99. So just to show you, we've built a nice collection. And again, we've used some things that are familiar, some things that are new, something blue. Isn't that something, something old, something new, something, yeah. But we built some things and some things that are not on the, on everybody's list. Gingembre is probably not on everybody's list. That is Aqua Essential, probably not on everybody's list. You may have seen it before, but again, not on everybody's list. So you can smell great, smell different, smell unique for under $200. All right, that's my list. In the comments, tell me what your list is. If you were building a collection and it had to be under $200, what would your collection look like? What would be the 5 fragrances? Or if you can max out and go 6, 7, 8, however you want to do, what would your list look like? All right, that's it for this one. Do me the favor, of course, stay safe, stay sane, stay smelling good. Meet me in the comments, and then, of course, hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications. All right, that's it. We'll see you next video. Have a great one. Be blessed. Peace, y'all.